About to go ahead and hit you with some master level game right now. Something that was brought right in front of you so you could see it. And it was something that Kevin Samuels talked about. This is the reason why he said that athletes and entertainers are not high value men. He does not consider them high value men. And a lot of people don't understand because they think they're famous and they make a lot of money. But it's more to it than that. What you saw play out in a very, very interesting way that anybody can see is my girl Brittney Renner. And I don't use Brittney Renner based on her past or anything else. I just use her because she's an example that I saw with all three of these different men that I'm going to describe. And her reaction to them is what I want to talk about. What played out that I saw her being interviewed by Andrew Tate by Pearl. I saw her being interviewed on Club Shay Shay by Shannon Sharp. And then I saw her being interviewed on a panel that included Charleston White and some other guys. So I saw all three of those. So now I saw very, very different behavior based on the level of man that she felt like she was dealing with. So it was kind of, and I know this is nowhere near the normal female psyche. So do not think I'm even comparing this to the normal female psyche. So don't do that because I'm not doing that. I don't know you, so I can't use you, and you wouldn't have these three public examples. So that's why I'm using her. So Charleston White interviewing crew totally takes the whole interview over. She's throwing things, she's disrespecting the men, but the problem is they're Miss Renner this, Miss Renner that. Miss Renner, hold on, Miss Renner. So you're showing respect to somebody who's an absolute maniac at that time. But she'd already established that she had no respect for anybody in that room, and she was gonna do and say anything she wanted to do, and nobody was gonna do anything. So she established that. So she looked in the room and she said, these men, even though Charleston White has a level of fame, I consider these men beneath me, so they don't even deserve any social graces. And I'm gonna be so disrespectful that I'm gonna twerk on Charleston White even though he has a wife. That's the level of respect she showed. Charleston White is considered an entertainer. Then we get up to the athlete, Shannon Sharp. He's interviewing her. He's got a nice platform. Everything's professional. He's a real journalist. He's been on TV for a long time now. He's high visibility. I'm sure he's somewhat wealthy. All those things. But in her interaction with him, it had a tad of that Charleston White in it. And what that is her being very comfortable with athletes. So in the back of her mind, and you can see in her movements, she felt like, well, if these cameras weren't on, I got enough game, Shannon, where you and I both know that something could go down. And I'm not saying that to be the truth, but I'm saying that that's the energy that she gave. So that's the athlete theme that Kevin Samuels was talking about when he was talking about high value men, and why he didn't include athletes and entertainers is because they're susceptible to that type of energy, and that's the energy where they end up going broke by the end of their careers because they've shelled out so much money in child support or whatever they've shelled out their money in. Whatever it is, not to judge how anybody spends their money because I'm not earning it for them. So I'm just speaking figuratively. So in the Club Shay Shay thing, you see in the back and forth, she started to get a lot of that same energy, but then the energy, it was a little seductive energy, and then his responses, even trying to hold some kind of accountability, was still real slippery, and that's what Kevin Samuels was talking about. Then when you get to high value man Andrew Tate, now once again, that's blown way out of proportion because he's the biggest person on the internet or whatever. So it's very much magnified, but you still see the pyramid. And the pyramid is actually inverse for bullshit. The lower down you are on the pyramid, the more bullshit you're gonna catch, and you saw that. And as she gets up to the middle, Shannon catches just a little bit of bullshit, and you get up to not the bottom of the top of the pyramid, you go up to the top with Tate. He caught no bullshit. No raised voice, no real crazy looks. The crazy looks weren't at him. So it wasn't about whether he held frame or not. Her entire energy said, I have nothing for men at this level. Period. And that's really what it's about. So that's what, when it's about being a high value man, it's not about how many women you can sleep with and all that, because you can do that as you get more and more money and more fame. You can do that. You can do that. But you get to a point where you gotta respect your dick. How about that? What is your dick worth? You just gonna sling it? And that's the other thing. Dick discipline is, high value men have dick discipline. So, not to say that you want to be a high value man or you don't want to be a high value man, or if that even means anything in the grand scheme of things, because it's going to be situations coming forward very soon are going to dictate a high value man is going to be an entirely different set of qualifications very soon. But that's for another video. But I just wanted to drop that on you and let you know that is the reason why Kevin Samuels never considered athletes and entertainers high value men, because they're so susceptible to that type of energy, and you got to see it in play right there in front of you. Giving you the game.